Hello and welcome in our YouTube channel Metallurgical Facts. In this video, we will try to learn about polymer crystallinity, which is very important in point of view, in gate point of view. And this topic is basically very important for every exam which is related to the metallurgical engineering exam. And the concept is very easy. We will try to learn about the concepts and we will see how we can do the easy calculations to avoid the silly mistakes. Okay, so we will try to learn this concept. This concept is also important for RINL exam. So we should understand the concept behind crystallinity, how to calculate this polymer crystallinity, and we will see where people do the silly mistakes. So we will try to avoid those silly mistakes. We will try to learn those things. So first of all, we will see the formula used for the calculation of polymer crystallinity, and then we will apply that formula in one of the example. Okay, so formula for the percentage crystallinity. The percentage crystallinity formula is a little bit tricky and doubtful among the students because of the term used in that formula, and sometimes we do the silly mistakes while writing that formula only. Okay, so if you will not write the formula in correct way, so how you will able to calculate the right answer? So we need to understand the formula, what is the concept behind that formula. So I made one concept to remember that. We need not to learn that formula. Okay, so we will see what is the concept. So I will write like that: C, S and A. Okay, by S, C, A. Okay, I will tell the terms used in that formula, but first we will try to write how to write the formula. Okay, so now what I will do, I will put row everywhere. Okay, everywhere row. So this becomes, after putting row, this becomes row C, row S, row A. This is row S, row C, row A. Okay, so now what I will do, I will put the bracket after first term. Okay, so row C, after row C I will put one bracket and I will close this bracket. In same in denominator, what I will do, I will put the brackets. Okay, so row S, row A. So once you will learn how to write this formula, you not need not to learn the this formula. Okay, so first time you should understand how to write this formula. Okay, so now what I will do, I will put one minus sign between these values. Okay, this is minus sign, and they asked in percentage, that's why I will multiply it by this value by 100. Okay, so this is the formula that is written in books. This is basically the percentage crystallinity formula, and the remembering to learn this formula is not easy, but we can remember what we can remember as CSA by SCA. Then we will put the row everywhere, then we will put the brackets, and we will put the minus sign. Okay, so this is the way of remembering this formula. So now we will see what is the term used. So the first term that is used is rho C. Okay, so this rho C is basically the density of density of perfectly crystalline polymer. Okay, so this is density of crystalline polymer. And the next term that is used, that is rho S. Rho S is basically density of sample or specimen. This is basically density of sample or specimen. We can say the specimen also for the polymer. So this is the density of sample or specimen for which we need to calculate the percentage crystallinity. Okay, so this rho S is S means specimen, C means crystallinity. Sorry, crystalline, and this rho A means density of totally amorphous material. Okay, so amorphous material, and this all density will be in gram per centimeter square, sorry, cube, or kilogram per meter cube. Okay, so these two units that is used for density. So this is rho C, that is C indicates that this is used for crystalline material. This S indicates that this is used for sample or specimen. This A indicates that this is used for amorphous material. Okay, so now we know how to remember the formula. this we need not to learn this in this big formula. We will see this concept only CSA by SCA. We should learn this only as CSA by SCA. Okay, so by remembering this thing, we can make our own formula by for the percentage crystallinity. Okay, so in this formula we can see these terms are very easy, that is rho C, rho S, rho A. They will give any of the values, and they can ask any of two values or any of one values for the calculation in the calculation. So now we will see the example for this question. So here is the question for the calculation of polymer crystallinity. The question is the density and associated percentage crystallinity for two polyethylene terephthalate materials are as follows. So they have given the density of two materials, that is polyethylene terephthalate. Okay, so this is basically the density that is given, that is 1.408, and corresponds crystallinity is also given, and for the next sample they have also given 1.343, and the percentage crystallinity they have given. Okay, so this is the density and this is percentage crystallinity for two of the samples. So they already said that the sample is polyethylene terephthalate. Okay, and the next term that is given is they are asking about compute the densities of totally crystalline and totally amorphous polymer. So they are asking about calculation of densities of totally crystalline, means rho C, because I already told this rho C means density of crystalline material. Okay, and they are asking about density of rho A. Okay, so this is amorphous polymer, and the B part is determine the percent crystallinity of the specimen having a density of 1.382 gram per centimeter cube. So once we will able to calculate this rho C and rho A, so we will then we will move to B part. Okay, and we will calculate B part. So for this question, first we will calculate A part. In this A part we need to calculate rho C and rho A. So now we will see how to calculate this rho C and rho A from the given data. Okay, we already read the question, and the first part of this question is to compute the densities of the totally crystalline and the totally amorphous polyethylene terephthalate. Okay, so this is they are asking about totally crystalline and totally amorphous. So I already told you that totally crystalline means we have to calculate rho C, and this totally amorphous means rho A. Okay, so again I will write the formula here, and that formula is percentage crystallinity, that is percentage C is equals to, and again whenever I will write that formula I will use this concept only, CSA by SCA. Okay, so we will put the rho everywhere, rho, and then we will put the minus value after taking brackets. So this is multiplied by 100, and now what I will do, I will write those values that is given in the table. Okay, so density of the first sample, that is rho S1 is given, that is 1.408, and the corresponds crystallinity is also given, that is C1 value I am taking, that is 74.3 percentage. Okay, so if I will take it is an fraction, I can take like that 0.743, and uh, this rho S2 is equals to given, that is 1.343, and this C2 value is given, that is 31.2 percentage. If I will write in fraction, we can write 0.312. Okay, so now what I will do, I will put these values in this equation, and we know this S1 and S2, and we will make two equations. Okay, two equations. For one equation is with is S1 value and C1 value, and the other equation we will make by S2 value and C2 value, and by that we will get one equation, and in sorry, two equations and two unknowns. So we will find the two unknown values, that is rho C and rho A. So I will write for one part. The first part I am writing here. So I can write directly in I'm writing here in fractions. Okay, so how I can write in fractions? With this 0.743 is equals to rho C 1.408, I know, rho A value I don't know, and rho C, again rho S, that is rho S1, and again bracket close, rho C minus rho A multiplied by 100, and this equation is for first part, and similarly we can write the equation for second part, that is 0.312 is equals to rho C we don't know, rho S2 we know, that is 1.343 minus rho A we don't know, rho S2 we know, that is 1.343, and minus of rho C minus rho A. Okay, so multiplied by 100. So what we did, we put these values in this equation and we make the two equations. Okay, so now we will solve, we will make this equation in easier way. Okay, so this is actually the best possible easy route, okay, for solving this type of questions. There may be many ways of solving these equations, but I will tell you the best possible route for solving this type of equations. Okay, so now what we will do, we will cross multiply these things. Okay, and we will get one equation like that, 0.1046 1. I am multiplying these things, so rho C minus rho A is equals to 1.408 minus rho A, and this rho C will also come, so rho C. Now what I will do, I will find the value of rho C minus rho A by rho C. So this rho C will come this side. Okay, and we will get equation like this, rho A. So this is my way of calculation this type of questions. Okay, so there may be another route that may be possible, that is easy route. If that is easy, you can follow that route also. If you feel that this route is easy, you follow this route. Okay, so this rho C minus rho A upon rho C we calculated for the first sample. Similarly for second sample we will do, and you need to calculate your own. I am writing directly here. So what we will get, we will get rho C minus rho A by rho C value in this from this equation also, and we will get like that 1.343 minus rho A. Okay, so this will be 0.419016. Okay, so now what we can see, we can see this rho C minus rho A upon rho C is equals to this value in equation first, and rho C minus rho A upon rho C is equals to this value in equation 2 for after solving the first sample. Okay, for the second sample, so what we will do, we will equate the equation 1 and equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, so by equating, what we will get this rho A value. Okay, so how we will now equate this value, so rho C by rho A upon rho C we can equate easily this equation 1 and 2, because left hand side is similar, so we can equate this equation. Okay, so I am equating 1.408 minus rho A. This is the easiest way I found during my calculations. Okay, so if you have any other calculation method, you can comment below, or you can directly message us on Instagram, so we will check that route also. Okay, so now from here, after cross multiplication, we will get rho C value, rho A value, that will come 1.30, of course in gram per centimeter cube, because this is rho value. Okay, so now what we got this rho A value. So for finding the rho C value, what we can do, we need to put this value either in equation 1, or we can also put this equation in equation 2. Okay, so for the calculation of this rho C value, what I will do, I will put this value in equation first. Okay, you can also check by putting this value in equation 2. By both the routes you will get same answer. Okay, so what I am doing, I am putting this rho A 1.30 into equation 1. I am putting this value in equation 1. So I am calculating here for rho C value. So what was the equation first, that is rho C minus rho A upon rho C is equals to 1.408 minus rho A upon 1.0461. Okay, so now what we will do, we'll put this rho A value here. So what we will get, rho C minus 1.30 by rho C we don't know, and 1.408 minus rho A we know, that is 1.30 and 1.4061. From here what we will do, we will do the cross multiplication, and we will get rho C value, that will be rho C minus 1.30, and this will come like that, 0.13025 rho C. and this will row C will come like that 1.54 1.45 value. Okay, so this is how we calculated row A and row C. So this route is very easy for the calculation of this type of questions. We can avoid the silly mistakes by comparison. We will write the same we will write the same things for both the equations, and we will find the answer by equating the similar things. That is rho C minus rho A by rho C. In both the equations we can see in LHS the both the things are there, so we can equate this equation easily, and we will find rho A. After getting this rho A, we can put this value in either in equation 1 or either in equation 2, in 1 and in 2. So in any of these ways we can calculate rho C. I have chosen equation 1. You can also verify this method by putting this rho A in equation 2. You will get the same answer by what answer we got from equation 1. Okay, so this type of question is very easy. Only thing we need to understand, we need to remember this formula. Now we need not to learn this formula. We will try our own concept, that is CSA by SCA, and we will apply this formula in exam, and we will do the simple calculations. The calculations is very simple, but one may do the silly mistakes because of the multiplication and divide things, because we have to use the virtual calculator in GATE exam or in RINL exam, in any of the online exam, so we can do the silly mistakes. So as much as possible avoid the silly mistakes and find the easiest way for finding this type of questions. Also I am suggesting you to, whenever you will find this type of question in exam, if you will get both the parts, please do this part later after solving all the questions. Okay, so that you can do this by giving much time for this question. Okay, so initially if you will get stuck in this in the calculation of polymer crystallinity, you will get the wrong path, and you will not find the way, find the answer, correct answer, and you will also waste your time for this type of question. So I will suggest to you to do this question in last. Okay, so the next part of this question is determine the percentage crystallinity of the specimen having density of 1.382 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, so they give again one is more specimen, and they give the specimen density, that is rho s given, that is 1.382 gram per centimeter cube, and they are asking about percentage crystallinity. Okay, so rest of the data we can take from the previous calculations. Okay, so what is the formula for the percentage crystallinity? So the percentage crystallinity I am writing here, and we know how to write the percentage crystallinity formula. So again and again I will write by that way only, that is CSA by SCA. Okay, so what I will do, I will put the row here, and again and again during the practice, if you will do like that, you need not to remember the formula. Okay, so this minus value I will put here, and this is multiplied by 100. Okay, so we know the percent of so the density of specimen value. So rho s we know, but rho c and rho a, from where we will take these values? In previous part we calculated rho c, that is 1.45, and in previous part also we calculated the amorphous material for density for amorphous polymer, that is rho a, that is 1.30. Of course these values are in gram per centimeter cube. Okay, so we will put these all values here, and we will try to calculate percentage crystallinity. Okay, so now rho c value is 1.45, rho s we know 1.382 given in this question, and this rho A is 1.30. Okay, so we will put the value and we will get answer. Okay, so this rho s is 1.382, this rho c again we know from previous part, that is 1.45 minus, and rho A 1.30. Okay, multiplied by 100. So from here we can calculate this percentage crystallinity, and this value will come 57.35. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. And if they will ask in fractions, so we need not to multiply this value by 100. Okay, because only we want to change in percentage, that's why we do multiply by 100. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. The answer, that is percentage crystallinity, is 57.35%. Okay, thank you guys for your attention. Hope you have learned something new in this video, and also this topic is very important. If we will talk about the GATE exam, so this is very easy concept, and we can avoid the silly mistakes by this route only. Do the practice at home by for this type of questions, and we need not to worry about these type of questions. I will try to make more and more videos on this type of topic. Thank you. Subscribe our channel and press bell icon to get notifications.